Hello, and thank you for visiting the new field and level requirements component of the Massachusetts Educator Licensure Series, also referred to as MELS. This presentation is for individuals who hold an academic initial or professional teacher license or specialist teacher license who want to obtain an additional academic teacher license in a new field and a new grade level. For example, new field and level requirements may apply to an individual who holds an initial visual arts 5 through 12 license seeking an initial elementary 1 through 6 license. If you are not sure that new field and level requirements apply to the license you are trying to obtain, you may benefit from visiting the Paths to Additional Teacher Licenses component of MELS, which provides a tutorial on paths for additional teacher licenses. Throughout this presentation, there will be references to finding additional information, such as guides, forms, and other websites. You can find these resources through links located within the overview directly beneath this video. Qualifying for a license noted on this slide through new field and level requirements involves achieving a passing score on the subject matter test, or test, for the license sought and one of the following: a practicum or internship in the field and at the grade level of the license sought, or a course, seminar, or institute addressing the curriculum and developmental characteristics of the age group appropriate to the license sought. Applicants seeking the General Science 1 through 6 or the History 1 through 6 license have the option of completing a competence review in lieu of achieving a passing score on a subject matter test. A competence review is a process generally used by the department when there is no subject matter test in place, specifically for the license sought, to determine that the licensure candidate has the necessary subject matter knowledge. We will cover additional information, including how to satisfy and document requirements, later. Qualifying for a license noted on this slide through new field and level requirements also involves passing a subject matter test for the license sought and one of the following: a practicum or internship in the field and at the grade level of the license sought, or a course, seminar, or institute addressing the curriculum and developmental characteristics of the age group appropriate to the license sought. However, due to amendments to the regulations in June of 2017, applicants attempting to earn any of these licenses must apply and satisfy all requirements prior to July 1st, 2019.
Qualifying for a license on this slide through new field and level requirements involves the successful completion of a competency review in one of the following: a practicum or internship in the field and at the grade level of the license sought, or a course, seminar, or institute addressing the curriculum and developmental characteristics of the age group appropriate to the license sought. As previously mentioned, a competence review is required when there is no subject matter test in place. This is the case for many of the foreign language licenses, as well as the digital literacy, computer science, instructional technology, and library licenses. Applicants seeking the instructional technology teacher license must apply and satisfy all requirements prior to 7/1/2019. Let's take a look at an overview of new field and level requirements for the early childhood teacher or students with and without disabilities, elementary, and ESL licenses. Requirements consist of tests that measure subject matter knowledge and a practicum or internship. Please note that even though the early childhood licenses have slightly different names, they serve the same function. Therefore, applicants cannot earn both licenses and should not apply for both. In addition, applicants attempting to earn the early childhood teacher or students with and without disabilities pre-K through 2 license must apply and satisfy all requirements prior to July 1st, 2019. You can find information pertaining to subject matter tests, including tests you can take in lieu of tests noted on this slide, through links within the overview located directly beneath this video. New field and level requirements for special education licenses consist of tests that measure subject matter knowledge, a competency review, and a practicum or internship. The teacher of deaf and hard of hearing, American Sign Language Total Communication License, requires a passing score on the Sign Language Proficiency Interview for American Sign Language Test, often referred to as the SLIPI. You can find additional information about the SLIPI and tests that you can take in lieu of tests noted on this slide through links contained within the overview located directly beneath this video.
Let's look at means to satisfy and document new field and level requirements. Subject matter test requirements are satisfied through achieving a passing score on the appropriate Massachusetts test for educator licensure, or MTEL. The testing company report test results to the Office of Educator Licensure. You can find information on MTEL registration, preparation, and other test-related information through links contained within the overview located directly beneath this video. Please be sure that the information used to register for the MTEL matches information in your ELAR account. For example, make sure your name, social security number, and MEPIT are correct. Otherwise, you will experience a delay in your MTEL scores arriving in your ELAR account. Competency review requirements are generally satisfied through a minimum of 10 hours of instruction, specific to and completely covering each requirement. However, they may be satisfied through other means noted in the Competency Review Guide, in some cases through the Structured Guidance and Supports path. Satisfying competency review requirements through hours of instruction occurs through coursework, seminars, workshops, or mentored employment. Currently, the Structured Guidance and Supports path is only available for special needs licenses and the Digital Literacy and Computer Science license. Please refer to the Competency Review Guide through the link contained within the overview, located directly beneath this video, to see competency review requirements for each license and options to satisfy these requirements. In addition, you can access instructions and templates within the guide to help you document compliance with requirements. This slide is an example of a letter that documents competency review requirements satisfied through the mentored employment option. You can find a template of this letter noting all required components within the Competency Review Guide. The completion of a Massachusetts initial licensure approved program for the field and at the grade level of the licensed SALT is required to satisfy the Practicum option within this requirement. The program provider documents the completion of an initial licensure program through an electronic endorsement in ELAR. As for the internship option, a college or university, an approved program provider, or a school or school district may offer an internship. A letter that complies with and includes all information noted in the letter requirements section of the Verification of Internship Completion template documents the completion of an internship. The individual that serves as the mentor during this internship must hold a Massachusetts initial or professional license in the field and at the grade level of the licensed SALT and have a total of at least 3 years of experience under the initial and/or professional license. This slide shows an example of a letter documenting the completion of an internship. The important aspects of the letter include who was the intern, how many hours were involved, the role of the internship, when did it start and end, and who served as the mentor. In addition, an appropriate signee, in this case Bill's principal, signed the letter. The Verification of Internship Completion template lists appropriate signees. You can find this template through the link contained within the overview located directly beneath this video.
This requirement or option may be satisfied through a course, seminar, or institute that addresses the curriculum and developmental characteristics of the age group associated with the grade level of the license sought. Official transcripts document completion of coursework. Letters or certificates of completion document the completion of seminars or institutes. On occasion, it's not self-evident from titles or supporting documentation that the course, seminar, or institute addresses the requirement. In these situations, a letter stating that the course, seminar, or institute addressed the developmental characteristics of children and/or adolescents, depending on the grade levels of the license sought, is encouraged. Such letters should be on official letterhead of the provider and be signed by an approved signee as noted on this slide. Please upload transcripts, clarification letters, and/or certificates of completion into your ELAR account. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Educator licensure in Massachusetts. Thank you also for being an educator or aspiring to become one. Your efforts are commendable and greatly appreciated. We hope this component of MELS has been helpful. Please visit other components of the series for additional information about Educator licensure. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call the Licensure Call Center at 781-338-6600 or stop by and visit us in person at our walk-in service counter at 75 Pleasant Street, Malden, Massachusetts.